What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the #1 experience that you can get in the Elder Scrolls Online currently using any of the available methods at all. So this video is going to be broken up into two main sections. One, everything that you need to do to maximize the current XP gain through farming in this method, and then the second part, how to farm. And actually we're going to start with the second piece, and that's how to farm. And so we are going to be running Black Rose Prison, as you can see. So Black Rose Prison is extraordinarily fast. The rounds are very quick versus places like Dragonstar and Maelstrom. The arena easily flips through from next to next to next. And because of that, there is a constant flow of XP. Now you might be thinking to yourself, do I just run the whole Black Rose Prison? And the answer to that is no. So what you want to do is after round 4, immediately go to press the start button, go to group, leave instance, refresh the instance, go back in. It's quite that simple. Now, why this is so good, and we've tested this either as a champion level and as a low level, basically the kind of method falls down into two key differences. Do you want to level up a character from 1 to 50, at which point you will be able to do so in just under 2 hours with our current farming method? Or do you want to take 2 champion level characters in there and then farm champion points, at which point you'll be able to gain about 40 to 60 champion points an hour, with the ability to gain more because we have not fully maximized our method just yet, because most of us are still finishing off a lot of the characters that we have. Our goal is to get to 18 characters, all the champion, and then from there we'll kind of go onward. But if your goal is champion to champion point, to each their own, and we'll teach you how to do that too. So what we do is we go in groups of 2. One person is a champion and one person is obviously the character that is being leveled up. So now what that does is it basically means that one person has pretty much all the gear that they need. They're a champion level character. They can wear training gear. It's not necessarily something that they have to wear, because they're technically not the one that's farming for themselves or doing it for the lower level person. And they're going to be going around and killing things while the lower level person is just trying to help with interrupts. Now, what is important to interrupt in this dungeon? So there's 2 key things that need to be interrupted, and that's the things that shoot gigantic flames out of them and the archers. Interrupting those 2 individuals will greatly assist the champion point character. Even if you're unable to kill them, just interrupting them while the champion character moves everyone into a group to drop with AoEs makes everything extraordinarily easy. Besides that, there's really not a whole lot of differences between using a low level character. Just use as much DPS as you can, and also because you're going to be gaining a lot of experience, I also recommend that you have 1 of every skill, if not 2 of every skill, depending on what you want to level up. And if you have a back bar of skills that you want to level up afterwards too, it can always be good to swap between the both of them, because you're going to be getting a lot of XP. So why this is so good during this event right now, why I'm making this video right now as opposed to any other point before, is just that before we didn't have a double XP event. It's actually been quite a long time since we've had one. Now, due to that, this has become an even better event for everyone to do, an even better thing for everyone to utilize. As people come back, we will also have the Explorer event if you're watching this video today or in the next 2 days. But during the Witches event, we will also have double XP. So now we're going to try to transition into how you can get the most amount of experience during this event and during all events. So this is a great method, obviously in general, but with the double it becomes even more potent, even better. So there's ways that you can get even more experience, and so we're going to talk about that, because I think experience also confuses people because it is difficult to understand. So for training gear, for example, training gear only gives you experience gain on things that you kill. So if you're doing battlegrounds, training gear is worthless because you're getting no experience from the kills. You're just getting group experience at the end, basically for completion. So this is something that you want to wear training gear for. And while there isn't a lot of sets that are necessarily going to give you a boost to experience, it could be good, for example, to run like Heartland, and that will double the experience gain that you get. It'll double the the value point of your weapon, and therefore you'll get double XP on that weapon. So, but in regards to that, you don't necessarily need it. I always stress this too because it's not something that you need. If I did this character that you'll see running around with Travis. He's wearing nothing. He came in as a level 3 with a pair of pants on and a shirt and a sword, and that's it. And he's getting XP like a madman. I feel like a lot of people get put off by you need this, this, and this, but in reality, you can go in at level 3 with nothing. But we'll still talk about obviously how you get more XP, but don't think that it's something that if you don't have, I just won't do this. Like, please don't do that. So there's 2 key things that will assist you if you're able to get them: training gear and an XP potion. Now, there's 2 ways you can get the XP potion. You can either buy them in Mournhold right now for about 40 to 60k each for the 150%, or you can use your crown gems / endeavors to get the scroll as well. Or you may also just have them like I do, because sometimes we just accumulate them for login rewards. And if you're that type of person, yeah, go ahead and use these bad boys because now's the time to use them. So you want to use those scrolls, you want to use XP gear. Is there other things you can do? Because obviously experience comes from many sources. Let's talk about that. So it's not just having the training trait. The more upgraded you have that training gear, from purple to gold, the more value you're going to get experience-wise. So it is nice to upgrade it. And even if you just had it at level 10 or level 20, just have 1 set, that would probably be enough, because your only goal is really to interrupt and survive. And there is a resurrection sigil, as well as other sigils that you can utilize. I recommend still letting the other player, the champion level character, utilize the sigils, for example, that give them basically unlimited resources, because that can make DPSing very easily. But at the end of the day, like, if you need to utilize them, that's okay too. It just depends on your group synergy and the best way for you to get experience. So the other thing that also comes up whenever people talk about experience is the Pledge of Mara. The Pledge of Mara has a 10% XP gain, is nothing to scoff at. However, it is character bound and not account bound, which means that only 2 characters can get married. Essentially, only 1 character needs the pledge itself, but you're only going to be able to level up those 2 characters together. So for example, say I'm on my champion and they're on the level 3. Well, that level 3 is going to then have to be the character that they farm their champion points on, or else that ring is now just kind of used up, for that one-time use, which is not really a good kind of value for the ring. It'd be better if 2 champion point characters were utilizing them. And honestly, too, the best way to farm this dungeon is to just drop massive amounts of AoEs down and burn through as many things as possible. So if you are doing 2 champions, you will be able to farm a lot of champion points, especially if you have that enlightenment on your accounts. So it's a good thing too if you're enlightened to go in there and really push these out. But if not, it's great regardless. I mean, as a level 3, in less than an hour, he's already level 30. And by the 2-hour mark, he'll be 50. We've already tested it on another one of our guild members' characters. You get to 50 in less than 2 hours as long as you're really pushing it. And honestly, it just comes down to group synergy, the ability to pick up those synergies, kill things, reset it faster, and you get into a bit of a pace with it. You really start to understand, okay, I need to go interrupt these. This is where this spawn, because the spawns will remain the same each round. Go over here, this is where the archer's going to spawn. Go over here, because this is where that's going to spawn. It's not something that needs to necessarily be shown as like a video, like go over here, interrupt that, go over here, interrupt that. Because it's not like, you're going to be saving seconds, not minutes, so you'll get better and better at it as you go on. And if you have questions or concerns or anything that you want to add, I know this has been kind of a general overview. I just wanted to get this out as soon as I could, because I think that, people know about the Black Rose Prison, but they really, some of them do the lazy method where they die at round 2, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Or some people do other methods for the Black Rose, or some people do other things. So I really wanted to get this out here, and just a couple other little quick things. So groups of 2 are ideal. Anything above that will mess up your group XP gain. Another good item that you can use is Ring of the Pale Order. especially if you're the champion character who's just trying to survive while your other guy runs around and interrupts people. I've seen people use Dark Convergence to great success in here, although some people can't be moved by Dark Convergence. That's just something to keep in mind, but obviously AoEs are really king in this kind of dungeon. So other than that, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions for future content, just let me know in the comments below. And if you have great success with it, let me know. If you think that I can, or if you have suggestions on how to make this better, let me know that also, and I can always do a follow-up because I always appreciate reading your guys' comments. But other than that, guys, I'll talk to you in the next one. All right, bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.